The question is, how do I learn to love myself so that I don't feel hurt when I'm rejected? I think that this question, it's like two separate parts, because I feel that learning to love yourself, it should be done for yourself. You owe it to yourself to love yourself. You should not learn to love yourself in preparation for anybody else. Loving yourself isn't just a state of mind. It's also actions and habits that we implement into our life. Taking time to know yourself, getting to know yourself, getting to know what you enjoy, and implementing those things. So doing things that make you not only feel good and look good, but doing things and spending time with others that also make you feel good. So try to surround yourself with people and things that you actually like and admire and that inspire you. You have to love you first before you can expect for anybody else to love you. If you don't love yourself, if you don't invest time into yourself, if you don't invest caring about yourself, if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else is going to do that. You're going to attract that same energy from others. If you're just loving yourself a little bit on the surface, those are the type of people that you're going to attract. Those that just love us a little bit, love us on the surface. Take the time to love you, to not only love the outside, but actually love you on the inside, and just take time to be you, to actually build a relationship with yourself. Part of loving yourself is dealing with your experiences and your past traumas and healing, facing what has occurred in your life and actually, processing everything that you've been through and accepting who you are, accepting your experiences, and understand that our experiences don't define us. Our experiences do not equal our worth. So if you've experienced things, if you've been in toxic relationships, toxic experiences, whatever the case is, loving yourself, part of loving yourself is actually processing those experiences and just looking at them as experiences. They don't define you. So once you get to the point of being content with who you are and the person that you've become and your past, mistakes or not, once you become content with that and you accept and own who you are in your actions, you'll feel so comfortable in your skin where you get to the point that can nobody tell you anything. You own it. This is who you are. This is what you've gone through. This is what I've experienced, and I'm okay with that. I accept that. If there are things that you need to heal from, part of loving yourself is healing and dealing with those experiences. Part of loving yourself is knowing that you're enough. You're worth and deserving of all good things. You're worth and deserving of love and happiness. You deserve that. Once you know that, own that. Really know that and own that feeling, because you are worth and deserving of whatever it is that your heart desires. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be treated the way that you want to be treated. That's why it's so important when we love ourselves to treat ourselves the way that we expect others to treat us. Because if I feel that I am deserving of the most amazing kind of love, of the most amazing kind of loyalty from an individual, I have to provide that for myself first. I can't expect to half-ass myself, but expect for somebody else to give me their all. It's unfair and unrealistic for you to expect for somebody else to devote and invest and love you so much more than you love you. If you don't want you on your team, why should I want you on my team? Why should I care about you? Why should I pour my heart out to you? You're worth and deserving of it. And you have to understand that. You have to love yourself so much where that sets your worth. Love yourself so much where if anyone tries to love you less than, you won't accept it and it won't hurt you. Because you have the understanding that I love me this much, so if you can't level up to that, then you're not worth it. You don't deserve my time. You don't deserve my space. You have to understand that being involved with you, being in a relationship with you, any type of relationship, a friendship, a romantic relationship, whatever it is, it's an experience that they're having. You have to embed that in your head. Understand that you are so valuable. So anyone that gets to experience you, they have to be worth it. Believe that in your heart. Now, when it comes to feeling hurt when we're rejected, rejection hurts because we take things personal and we think there's something wrong with us. We take it personal, and then we think there's something wrong with us, and then we get over analytical about us, and we focus all our attention on the negative things about us. So much so that it's self-destructive. Lies formulate. You feel like you're not good enough, and then that has a domino effect. When we hurt, we highlight the emotions, and a lot of us are guilty of that. But I think it's so important that if you know and you recognize when you're doing this, to catch yourself. So that's part of owning who you are and being true to yourself. Because if you know that you do this, you can catch yourself. But if you're not true to yourself and you just want to bypass and say, oh, no, I don't take it personal, I don't feel this way. No, you have to own it, because being true to yourself and owning it and understanding and taking responsibility for your train of thinking, for your actions and your reactions to things can help you better deal with certain situations and experiences. So you can better handle your emotions knowing that when this happens to me, this is how I react. So now that you've been rejected and you take it personal and you start highlighting all the negative things about you, what you have to do is reframe your thoughts. Focus on the positive. So taking it back to being true to yourself. If you have the opportunity to understand and assess the situation and the relationship, the experience, whatever it is, understand what's going on, right? So why were you rejected? Like, what was the circumstance? Understand it and listen to it. We have to start taking rejection as constructive criticism. Because if you find that you're constantly being rejected, you need to assess, like, what is your action in these relationships or in these experiences? Like, what role are you playing? Be true to yourself. Is it you? Are you coming off a certain way? Because you have to understand that energy is real. So whatever you give off, others feed off of that. And that is the energy you're going to receive. So back to keeping it real and staying true to yourself. So can nobody tell you nothing? Like, are you coming off a certain way? Like, assess the situation. Constructive criticism. Reframe your thoughts. Like, don't focus on the negative. Just focus on, okay, what happened? What keeps happening? Why do you think that that's happening? If you feel hurt, feel hurt. Like, I'm not saying front and don't feel hurt about it. If you feel hurt, express that. It's just like, when someone you care about is hurt, like, say they have a cut, you provide first aid, right? Your first response is try to soothe it, make it feel better, comfort it, right? You provide comfort. That goes the same with your emotions. So when you feel hurt, when you feel rejected, and when you feel like you're not good enough, don't start highlighting and focusing on the negative. Don't make it worse. So love yourself enough to provide that emotional first aid. But take time. Once again, take time to assess what it is that you feel, what it is that happened, and focus on what happened. Don't focus on you. Like, don't focus and start pointing the finger at you. Something's wrong. No, just, it is what it is. This is what happened. This is how I feel. Acknowledge what you feel. Acknowledge the pain you feel. Acknowledge how shitty it may make you feel. That's okay. But don't forget to focus on your positives and your value. Love yourself enough to provide emotional first aid. So don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive. Remember about your self-love. You're valuable. So focus on your value and understand that rejection does not define your worth. This is an experience. It is what it is. Be truthful to yourself. So what hurts you more when you're rejected? Is it your ego, or is it like really you? Because most of the time it's our ego that's hurt. And if it's just your ego, like, get over it, because your rejection does not define your worth. Be more constructive about it and refocus your thoughts. It's also important to understand that when others hurt us, a lot of times, like when you're like good with yourself, you love yourself, and you know you're of value, and you know that you bring to the table, and you are comfortable with yourself. Sometimes when other people hurt us and other people's actions towards us, it's not always about us. Like a lot of times it has more to do with them and whatever they're going through and their experiences. So you have to get to the point of loving yourself so much and being so comfortable with who you are and being so confident in your value and your worth that doesn't break you. And you accept that maybe it's just not for them, or actually maybe it's just not for you. So understand that sometimes others' actions has nothing to do with us and everything to do with them and their experiences and whatever they're going through, whatever they haven't healed from. So if you love yourself to the point where you're so confident and comfortable with who you are and your value, then you won't let that break you. And it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay, to question and doubt and wonder, did I do something wrong? But don't allow someone rejecting you, question if you're worthy, because you are. Remember that you are deserving and you're worthy enough of happiness and of all good things. But you have to provide that for yourself. Before you can ask of anyone else to do that, you have to be willing to do that for yourself. No rejection defines our worth. Believe that to the core. Have so much self-love to understand and truly believe that you are worthy and you're deserving. You're deserving of everything that your heart desires. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of happiness. You're worthy of whatever your heart desires. Like, truly believe that in your heart, so that if you are rejected, it may hurt you, but it will not break you.